Looking for love. Fast. This is speed dating in Central Kyiv. Thais is a dating coach for men. She says the war has led to many couples breaking up and made the dating scene unpredictable.
Welcome to Management Highlights Daily. Today we're diving into a topic that's a bit different but equally important: how war is impacting relationships and, more specifically, how men are handling it all. We're looking at the dating scene in Ukraine during the ongoing war with Russia. And trust me, what's going on here is wild. You know the drill. War sucks for everyone involved. But here's the kicker: it affects men and women very differently. So let's get into this report about a speed dating event in Ukraine and discuss the double standard nobody's talking about. Now it's time for us to get into this and do what we gotta do. Because we men, ain't we? We men, ain't we?
I hear from men that it's not easy for them to find a girlfriend because many women have moved away. At the same time, there's an increased need for relationships, for closeness, support, and trust.
Organizers of the event say it's particularly popular with the military.
Now, as you heard from the dating coach, it's difficult for men to find a girlfriend. Why? Well, a lot of women have already left the country, seeking safety abroad with their children.
They started bombing military bases. It didn't feel safe, so we decided it was time to leave.
It's scary. Night comes and we can't sleep. We're scared.
And look, I'm not blaming them. It's war. But what's really interesting here is that men aren't allowed to leave. They're stuck. Men between the ages of 18 and 60 are required to stay and potentially be drafted to fight. So while the dating scene is in chaos, women can pick up and go, while men have to stay behind, holding the fort. But the feminist narrative doesn't really touch on that, does it? Where's all the talk about equality here? We're not hearing about how men don't get to run from danger like women do. But here's the kicker: men are still expected to lead, protect, and provide, even when their situation is worse. How does that work? Even in the hardest times, men are expected to stay strong. But when it comes to keeping the family together, it seems that's optional for women. Interesting, to say the least.
Alina says since the war, she's used to men who are afraid of commitment. Many are also scared of draft officers making them join the army.
I know from friends that some men are simply afraid to leave the house. They even order food at home. You can't go anywhere with them.
Yeah, lady, it's called war. These guys are literally staring down the barrel of a gun. Of course they are afraid. Imagine having to worry about getting drafted to fight for your life and then trying to set the mood for a nice romantic date. I mean, come on. Hey babe, I could get sent off to fight at any moment, but let's focus on where we should go for dinner. These men have bigger things on their minds than going on dinner dates. And this highlights another thing. Society still expects men to be the strong ones, to lead even in moments of absolute fear. No one's cutting them any slack because they might be terrified. Nope. It's still their job to be the protectors, even when they are the ones in danger.
Alina is a single mother. She says she's open to dating a soldier, even one who's been injured. But she does have one deal breaker.
A physical handicap is not a problem, but it's a big no if he has some mental health issues. For me, that is priority, especially since I'm not alone and there could be aggression. It seems to me that many women are starting to worry about this.
And this right here is the problem men face all the time, especially after war. We talk about PTSD, like it's this abstract concept. But for men, coming back from the front lines, it's a very real struggle.
I feel that our veterans, they feel like they go from zero to hero. And then when they come out, then they're hero to zero. So, they're not being heard.
Yet here we have a woman saying, sorry dude, if you're physically hurt, I can handle that. But mental scars, I'm out. What does that say about the expectations placed on men? You're supposed to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, go fight a war, come back broken, and still maintain your strength. But when it comes to mental health, nobody wants to deal with that side of it. It's all good until the trauma catches up. And then suddenly you're not man enough for her anymore. It's like physical scars are fine because they show sacrifice, but mental health issues, those are your problems to fix, not hers. That's what men have to deal with, especially after war.
Serhi was badly injured last year while serving in the south.
I know a lot of people who struggle, guys with amputations who were broken by it, because they believe that life will no longer be the same.
He says he's confident he can find a partner.
When I meet women in person, they see that I walk, that it's not difficult for me to move. It's not an obstacle. I basically love life, and I'm a very active person. I want to share my energy, to share my love. I realize I now have time for it.
And then we have this soldier who's missing a leg. But look at his attitude. This guy is out here saying, hey, I'm still active. I'm still living my best life, and I want to share that with someone. Despite what he's been through, losing a limb in war, he's optimistic. He's confident he can find a relationship because, in his words, he's got love and energy to share. That's powerful stuff. But it's also telling. Physical injuries, those are things people can see. They can measure your resilience. But mental health struggles, that's invisible. That's the thing people tend to shy away from. This guy, despite losing a leg, is still out here pushing forward. Yet imagine if he had PTSD. Would he still be received the same way? Or would that tough guy energy be dismissed? War might change a lot of things, but the expectations placed on men to lead, protect, and sacrifice remain the same, even when it's not fair, even when nobody's talking about it.
Back at the speed dating cafe, who knows if a pair might find love here today? Thais, the dating coach, says just coming here can be helpful.
There are many soldiers. It's difficult for them to socialize. And when they come to such an event, they realize it's possible. It's a kind of consolation, even if they don't meet anyone. Perhaps it can be an outlet for them.
An outlet for everyone looking for a chance to look towards the future despite an uncertain present.
Management, we working. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.